Good evening, everyone. So today we are discussing the characteristics of narrative writing style. So what are the characteristics of narrative style? Narrative, you already know, tells a story. It can be any story. It can be a true story, or it can be any story which you have imagined, you have made it up. So a narrative story must have a descriptive language. This type of language evokes feelings. When you're writing descriptive language, it should convey feelings. It should arouse feelings. Descriptive language techniques include, now what are these techniques? You must have all heard about metaphors. Metaphors, or it's a word or phrase that is used in an imaginative way to show that somebody or something has the same qualities as another thing. For example, her words were a knife in his heart. Means he's talking about something. He's comparing words to the knife. Her words were a knife in his heart. Similarly, there are similes. You compare. A simile is a word or phrase that compares something or something else using the words like or as. This is the difference. As white as snow, as dark as night. You have to use as. But in metaphor, you simply use, it was a knife in his heart. But in similes, you have to use like or as. Her face was white as snow. She was quiet like death. So the second is, after descriptions, the characters. A story might have just one character, or it can have a huge cast of characters. In some stories, the narrator is the only character present. The narrator is the figure from whose point of view the story is being told, and they might or might not interact with the other characters. Among the characters, nearly every narrative needs to have a protagonist. What is it? He is the main character. The protagonist, also known as the main character, is the character whose story is being told as they work towards a goal or face a challenge. Another character found in nearly every narrative is the antagonist. Now, he is one person who can pose a problem for the main character. The antagonist isn't necessarily the bad guy, but they are simply the characters or forces or force imposing obstacles for the main character. And in many narratives, the antagonist is a person. It can be a force of nature, like the rain spoiled everything. The protagonist's society, or even an aspect of the protagonist's personality. So it can be nature or it can be a person. So what you knew. Protagonist and antagonist. Somebody who is a main character and somebody who is posing problems for the main character. Now the characteristics include the moving ahead with the plot. Now, what is the plot? The plot is the series of events that happen in your narrative. A plot can be simple with only one or two events, or it can be complex and multi-layered. You can talk about a lot of events. Narrative structure. Every narrative, even non-linear narratives, is organized in some way. This is how the main character pursues their goal or faces the challenge presented to them. No matter how you structure your narrative, it has three distinct parts. You all know about it. The beginning. This is where the reader meets your writing. You are hooking their attention or attracting their attention at the beginning is critical. The middle part. The middle of your story or essay is where the action happens, the rising action. This is where your protagonist faces one or more conflicts and reaches the climax. The point where the narrative pivots to the falling action, the rising action and the falling action. After the protagonist either meets or fails to meet their goal, either he's successful or he's not. And then, of course, the end. The end, after the narrative's climax, the ending wraps up loose story threads, satisfies readers' remaining curiosities, and positions the protagonist for life after the story or story's events. Before you start on to write your narratives, there will be some tips for awesome narrative writing. So get hold of your all your knowledge, emotions, put in all the emotions, put in all your knowledge and skills, use a lot of words, use emotions, and write your narrative in a way which can be an interesting read for your readers. Make your story, make your story interesting and make your story worth reading, right? If it is worth reading, only then your stories will be read. Otherwise, that's all for today.